Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new series of the Crowdsourced challenge where you guys make the rules and I have to live with them. Let's get straight over to something I've already recorded where we find out the first rule from the wheel. So without further ado, let's spin the wheel and find out what my first piece of pain is. Minus 100 for every crash. Oh my god, immediately. It's all the ones that I didn't want. Considering how often I crash. Oh well. We'll make do. I'm sure we will. So, yeah, we gotta be a bit careful with how we drive. Minus 100 for every crash isn't very good. However, I do plan on doing some... mowing is the word that I was looking for today. In field 19. We're going to get it all done. I'm going to jump cut and time-lapse and jump cut and time-lapse through to it. So I shouldn't have many issues with crashing today. In theory. In practice it's me, so you never know. I am playing with controller again because I'm lazy. Basically. And this might cause more problems than I think because it seems like the mowers make the fast track a bit tippy. But you can see that I do have a small bit of the field already mowed, so I'm just going to run the left mower over that as much as I can. Plan for this field is, hey, I was going to do silage, but I changed my mind because I want to use the class baler a bit more. Quick note on the rules, I will have a Google Doc, I haven't written it yet, or I haven't created it yet, and the only rules this time around, I know last time I made up my own rules to begin with, the only rules this time around will come from you guys. A little note on the rules that I will be accepting, because I have turned down rules already, is they can't be too evil. I want this to be a longish series, I want this to not end up with me basically being forced down one road, or one path of doing things, so... try to keep the suggestions relatively nice. I will be rejecting them if they're too difficult or tweaking them. Have made some tweaks to one suggestion which was like 50 cows, 50 sheep, 50 pigs and 5 horses. That's been changed to 25 of each animal and 2 horses, and they're all separate rules, so they might not all come up. I am planning on doing animals on this map, so no rules saying no animals. I'm planning on trying to do everything on this map if I can, with the exception of stuff that you wouldn't really see in the UK. As for where to leave the rules, just put them in the comments and I'll find them. I was using the community post until basically today, so from now on, leave your rule suggestions in the comments. I'll have a look at them. If I like them, they'll go in the wheel. If I don't like them, they'll either not go in the wheel or get tweaked and put in the wheel. So, all suggestions will be seen, at the very least. Quick note for the channel, I won't be streaming today. I wasn't really planning on it, but I just want to take a day off from streaming, so there won't be a stream this evening. This is going to be all you get today. I'll put up maybe a stream archive or 2 as well. But in terms of videos, this is it. Or new content from me, this is it for the day. Real quick, I want to go over what happened yesterday in the stream because I feel like I need to. I know that I put up posts on all the social medias last night, including here on YouTube, on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Just want to go over it real quick for maybe some of you who didn't see it. Said some stuff in yesterday's stream that I really shouldn't have. It was private stuff that should have said private. That it was stupid of me. And I crossed the line. I'm... Some of you will know this already. I'm very angry at myself for doing it. I need to kind of sit back and have a think about how I deal with stuff in the future. And maybe cancel streams on like 0 notice because I've managed to get myself angry about something. Because when I get angry about something, I end up bringing it up in the stream and I really shouldn't. And... more often than not, it's something that I shouldn't do. So I need to think about stuff a bit more moving forwards to prevent that from happening again, because it's been happening all too often. In more positive news, I'm back doing videos. I did say that Marwell would be the return of videos, and Marwell is the return of videos, and I gave you guys the full weekend to suggest rules, yet all the rule suggestions came on Friday. I love the community tab on YouTube sometimes. It's like everybody sees it once and that's all you get. Thanks YouTube. Thanks. Also, Adam, if you're watching, did you not understand, like, no being completely evil? Because every rule suggestion you made was complete and utter evil, and I couldn't even tweak them to be, like, nice to me. So, none of your rule suggestions made it in. And if you look at the comments that I left on your rule suggestions, you can see the order I read them in. Because they got progressively angrier. Progressively more like, please stop trying to troll me, Adam. It's not fun. Is there a control to do... Whoops. Is there a control on controller to lift everything? Can you, like... lift more... Is there no control on controller to do this? Oh. That's kind of annoying. Some of the rules that have been suggested I was planning on doing anyway, so they're going to count as nice rules when, if and when they come out of the wheel. Like keeping the animals at high productivity, at what, 50% productivity and no money cheat. There, with a few exceptions, because I will be doing straight swaps when, we'll say, CD brings out a new piece of equipment or something, and it's something that I feel would fit, or when something comes up on the mod hub that I feel would just be perfect for the map, I will make exceptions and just immediately drop that in, because it's better that way. And I've just got a text on my phone, so I'm going to jump cut to one until I've read this text. It is nothing important, okay. But today's plan is just to try and get this field mowed. It is the largest grass field on the map, and of course in yesterday's stream I trolled you all by bringing out the smallest mower that I had, which is going to be used on smaller fields, because I don't like using butterfly mowers on big fields like this, or on small fields, because they just don't make sense to me. It makes more sense to use a much smaller mower, and in an ideal world a smaller tractor, but this map doesn't really suit small equipment all that much. I'll be much happier throwing the tiny mower onto the fast track and having people complain that it's not realistic, because I don't like realism all that much. I like, you know, having realistic equipment, but not necessarily like everything must be 100% true to life, perfect realistic. Can I... Is this a set of mowers you can... Hang on. Wrong button. That's definitely the wrong button. I'm now curious about something, so I'm going to investigate live while recording. Can I do what I think I can do with these? Is this a set of mowers that you can actually attach entirely to the front of the tractor and be silly? Oh yeah! Silly mower time! Perfection. Actually, that's perfect for what I want to do right now, because I now only have to lift the mowers once. And they're all going to go in perfect unison. If I'd known this before I started, I would have put the tether on the back, but it's a bit late for that now. You can see, by the way, that I am using the real dirt color mod, which I know some of you don't like when you're mowing, because it does turn the wheels very green. I kind of like the fact that it does that, because you would get some greenish... You would get green from the grass on the wheels as you're driving through, so I really like it, and you can see it right there on the fast track. Interesting thing of note is, you might notice the time has jumped on a bit from when I finished the stream yesterday again. That's because I just paused the game, forgot to, or just went into the escape menu, I forgot to actually pause time, so there will come a point where I just cheat a bit and skip straight to daytime instead of going through night and doing the fast forwarding thing you can do, because it's slightly easier, and I'm more than likely going to be in a field at the time, so it's just going to be a bit easier for me to do that. Also, any rules that say I'm not allowed to do that will be just ignored, because that's a convenience thing. One rule that I did edit, because somebody suggested, and I'm going to talk about this real quick. Somebody suggested that I should have all the equipment, like if it's on high wear or low maintenance, whichever way you want to look at it, that I should repair it immediately before I can use it again. I've put that rule into the wheel with a tweak, and that tweak is that it's only going to be tractors and harvesters, because the bale trailer that I have, the brown from CD Models, that is too damn good when it's worn to be perfect all the time. That is just one that has to stay worn, and you'll probably find that stuff from CD, or stuff with a really nice worn texture that isn't like going to affect performance, is going to be just constantly worn for me, because I care more about how things look than how they than whether or not they look perfect all the time. So, if stuff looks better worn, then I'm going to use the worn texture because it looks better, and it pleases me more. So stuff like CD's brown bale trailer for sure. The brown grain trailer that he's working on at the moment, he sent me a picture earlier of the first wear texture he did, and it looked like somebody attacked it with an angle grinder, so he went a bit over the top. But I'm sure he'll tone it down a touch for the actual version that comes out. But yeah, if something looks better worn, then I'm going to use it worn. It just is better. In any case, I'm going to skip forward a bit to probably when we're nearly done with the field, just so you guys don't have to sit around and listen to me natter for the next however long. Well, not nearly done, but coming up on done, because I mean, I've been going for 10 minutes. I want these videos to be about half an hour, and it's going to take a hell of a lot longer than half an hour to mow this field. So if you're interested in how long it's going to take, have a look at the top right hand corner where I've got the time right now. It's 9:55 PM. When I come back, it'll be probably significantly later than that. Let's bring Talkie Dave back. I don't know if that was a jump cut or some sort of time lapse. It really depends on how much time I need to fill at the end. But I have a question for you guys. I've been thinking it through. What animals should I start off with on this map? I want to do cows first, but I feel like a lot of people are going to do cows. So would you like to see sheep, pigs, cows, or maybe like one horse? Because I've not done horses yet. That's something that I do plan on doing on this map, is like at least a horse. And horse. And just riding around the map and having fun with it. On kind of a secondary note, do you want to see me try and do all the animals? If I do pigs, they'll probably be... just fair warning here, if I do pigs, they'll probably be just fed with pig food from big bags and pallets and stuff, because I mean, trying to get pig food made is hell, and that's the easier solution. But I am thinking about getting like 10 cows, which is totally Irish of me, because every second farm here does cows, and it gives me an excuse to do grass silage. But I could do sheep, pigs, chickens, which is a rare one for me, but chickens are surprisingly profitable in FS19, so chickens are definitely an option for something that I could do. I mean, chickens I could get off the ground almost immediately. I've got barley sat in the silo, and actually, because I started a new farmer, because I like the yard and wanted to have the Oxygen David yard, I should have like crops sat in the silo, do I? You can tell this was just to carry on from the stream. Holy crap, I've got a lot set in the silo. So yeah, I could definitely start with chickens. That wouldn't be a bad call, like start off with 30 or so chickens and just feed them. Yeah. Comments down below, please. Another thing that I'm kind of toying with doing on this map, just in my mind, is getting like a gator or the Mahindra Retriever, and using that to just shuttle like eggs around even when I do get chickens, because I feel like that'd be a really good move and just an easy way to move them around without having to get like a full trailer load of pallets or something like that. So I think that'd be definitely a smart move at the very least. I should, by the way, have all the equipment I need to do pretty much all the animals. I've kind of pre-bought the equipment I'd need for cows while I had the cheap money in at the very beginning, and you know, I should have the infrastructure on the map to do anything I want to do, with the exception of like sugar beet or corn for now, but that's probably going to be something I'll get to in the future when I do a small bit of BGA work with courseplay, and that is made slightly easier. Because I can, in theory, make a course to sell silage at the BGA. I don't know if that's actually... I don't know if that functions actually in courseplay yet. The shovel courses? I don't know. Might not be. But that's something that I'd like to do. The reason that I came back, by the way, is this is the end of the bigger side of the field, and we just have the smaller... it's still quite large. Just the smaller side to do. But yeah, I've got kind of a lot of ideas of stuff that I could do on this map. And the joy of the crowdsourced challenges, you guys can kind of poke me and nudge me in the right direction with the rules, without like forcing me down like only ever doing grass silage or only ever doing baled silage, or yeah, I'm going to be ignoring rules like that just kind of in my eyes pointlessly limit what I can do in the game. I'd like to be able to do everything, but like have the restrictions in terms of like I have to have this many animals, I have to, you know, pay up this amount if I crash, I have to not cheat money in. Stuff like that I'm perfectly fine with, but not like only grass silage, only baled grass silage, only grass silage done on a Tuesday with 3 forage wagons, a potato, and 2 bananas sat on the desk. Like that's like overly specific rules. When I talk about like rules that are pushing me down a very specific path, that's what I mean. Is like, you can only do this job this one way. You can only do that job this one way. That's fine in something like the Insanity Challenge, where the whole point is that I make the game just pointlessly difficult for myself. But in Crowdsourced, it's kind of a bit more like, you guys can nudge me towards what you want to see and see what I do with silly rules. Now, heck, you could even set speed limits. That'd be... I'm giving you guys bad ideas now. You could even set, you know, speed limit of 30 kilometers per hour for a tractor on the road or something, or like having to use the beacons when I'm on the road. Like, those rules are fine because I can do silly things with them. But it you know, it's the stuff where you're just like trying to force me to do a job one specific way is not as fun for me, because I like having room to do stupid stuff. As you might have noticed during yesterday's stream, when I just kept flipping the bloody bale trailer. None of them were intentional flips, by the way. I was just being stupid. Sometimes I do just like intentionally cause a crash or a flip or something, but yeah, that was 100% me just driving too fast and being stupid. Yeah, these videos, I should mention, like, the plan for this series. The videos are going to be daily. The wheel will only be in every second video, and if there's not many rules, I might move it to every third or fourth video. But the Crowdsourced Challenge will be daily videos. They'll pretty much be all the streams, and the rules will be in effect in the streams as well, so you guys can shout at me in the streams. But the the plan is the wheel will only happen every second video, just so that it's kind of stretching out time between rules, giving you guys time to put new rules in so the wheel doesn't start getting very empty very quickly. Because you might have noticed earlier when the wheel was up that it is very empty currently. So there's plenty of room for all of your weird and wonderful rules and wacky stuff to come in. It's just a case of, I want to give you guys time to get, you know, to think up stuff. Especially within the limitations of, like, nothing truly evil. Like, you know, something like no auto stackers. Well, no, because this map gives off so many bales that I'm probably going to end up using an auto stacker just for my own sanity. Or square bales only is something that I'll probably do, but I might do some round size bales as well, so I just don't want to limit myself in terms of options. But the plan is to, as much as possible, like, if you suggest a rule, I will try and find a way to make it work within kind of my vision for this series. So I might tweak numbers, I might tweak something maybe big, maybe small about the rule, but I will try and get every rule suggested into the wheel. Unless it's just stupid, like, you know, no tractors over 150 horsepower. Well, that's... I don't know if that's even possible on this map. Because, like, if I was limited to 150 horsepower, I'd have to use the really small mower, and I'd still probably be doing headlands right now. Fahy even suggested, jokingly I hope, no tractors over 25 horsepower, of which there are none in-game. Although I would like to see some really low-powered classics come out soon. That'd be nice. I'd love to see... I'm one of these people who just loves classics. I've just realised that I forgot to do my my trick to the commentary track, so yeah, if my voice is really quiet, I'm gonna pause the game real quick just to make sure of this. Just to make sure you can hear this. If my voice has been really quiet throughout this video, I apologise. I forgot to do a trick that I usually do to the audio track. So, yeah, I did a dumb before I started recording. This is what happens when I record when I'm not in the greatest of moods, I guess. And it'll be fixed for the next episode. So, apologies in advance if I've screwed up. Moving on! Hopefully audibly. I should be fine, but that is just in case I've screwed something up. I'm also hoping there's no Satan voice, because there's a distinct possibility of Satan voice, because I've not checked. Yeah, the plan for this field is hay, but you know, if you guys choose doing cows, well, I'm probably gonna just cut the field in half and say half is gonna be hay, half is gonna be silage, so I can get the... I don't have any straw, because I sold it all. Dave, you idiot. Yeah, this field's probably all gonna be hay. Even though I know financially silage is better. I don't want to be that guy who's just spamming silage because min-max. Or spamming soybeans because min-max. Or spamming canola because min-max or something like that. I want to be that guy who's just like playing the game in a believable way, he says, with 3 mowers on the front of a fast track. A somewhat believable way. Not necessarily realistic, but, you know, equipment that you might see working the fields, maybe in a way that they wouldn't really do it, he says, with 3 mowers on the front of a fast track. Because I could see in real life a fast track mowing this field with butterfly mowers. Maybe not all of them at the front, but, you know, maybe. This is just because I can, and it makes turns easier, because I can use the 4-wheel steer and not miss much. Which, by the way, I am still using 4-wheel steer after everybody was shouting at me during the stream yesterday to stop using 4-wheel steer because it kept flipping the bale trailer. No, I'm still using it. This is the party trick of the fast track, and I'll bloody use it. Because I actually really enjoy the silliness of just four-wheel steering a fast track around. I mean, look at that. That is... See? Look, perfect. Perfection incarnate, incorporated. Still missed a bit. Oh well. But yeah, but the moment we're so close together, it's very hard to miss anything. So, best case scenario for me. Also, I know that during the stream I said I would do silage, but I've de-Irished slightly. And hay is probably a better option in terms of, like, things to do while the John Deere endlessly plows the fields, because the fields are huge and I've only got a 5-furrow plow. Because there's no 6 furrows in game. I need to search the mod hub for a bigger plow that's like in between 5 and 9 furrows. Because, yeah, limiting myself to only the mod hub and like some stuff from FSUK is really... Also Facebook mods, because usually they're from the mod authors. Facebook mods from the mod authors pages, I should say, so like that's why I'm using CD stuff, because he put it out on his Facebook page. Although for some reason his Facebook page is 40 modding, but it is CD stuff. Yeah, that's why I'm using CD stuff, is like, if I know it's from the original author and I know they intended it to go up on Facebook, then I'm fine using it. Plus he does plan on getting them on the mod hub in time. I think he's expecting a fail or two as well. In terms of, yeah, how this weird limitation that I've put on myself for this entire game, and it will continue, is affecting the mods I use. Well, they're much better in general, aren't they? I don't have anything that I'm saying, oh, well, this is kind of dodgy. I know also that I'm using stuff from GitHub, I realise now. But again, that's fine, because it's from the original authors, and I have all the disclaimers of please don't use this if you don't know what you're doing with it. Like Courseplay, and Guidance Steering from Wobster, and the exact version of Enhanced Vehicle that I'm using. Don't use these if you don't know what you're doing. Download, like, public versions. There's a public version of Enhanced Vehicle on, I think, the mod hub. There's no public version of GPS yet, just yet, or, I've forgotten the name of it already. And there's no public version of Courseplay that's stable just yet. So though, definitely with Guidance Steering, that's the name of Wobster's GPS. Guidance Steering and GPS. Be cautious. Be aware that it could break saves and mods and stuff. And if you're not confident that you know how to sort stuff, if it does start going wrong, you're probably better off not using it. Just very blunt answer, though I will encourage people to use them. very blunt thing, like, don't use them if you don't know what you're doing with mods and you don't understand how to read a log, or you're having trouble installing them. But in general, use them because they're really good mods. Definitely when they're out, use them because they're going to be really good mods. Guidance Steering is very complicated though, so be aware of that as well. Which is why I've not been using it, because I don't understand it yet. I need to do some off-camera tweaking and figuring out and faffery to actually figure out how on earth to work Guidance Steering. Because the closest I've got so far is I've got all the buttons bound up to my mouse through macro keys, and that's about it. As for the reason they're bound up to my mouse, it's so that you guys don't get super clicks through the keyboard, because I know some of you really hate hearing my keyboard, which is fine, I guess. I like hearing my keyboard at times. Sometimes I hate it. Sometimes I wish I'd gone with red switches or brown switches or something, but I like the blues. They reflect how I feel. So this is going really well. We are coming up on the end of the field though, which means we are also coming up on the end of this episode. I don't plan on having every episode be just the one job. It's just because this field is so bloody big that it kind of requires it to be just a full episode to itself, for mowing. And a good introduction, because most of what I've been doing today is just talking to you guys about how the series is going to work, and, you know, what my plans are and how you guys fit into the Crowdsourced challenge. which is always better to do when you're not doing something that's like a mile a minute, super hyper energetic stuff like bale stacking where it all goes wrong immediately. Because there's less to distract me when I'm just mowing or baling or ploughing or something. And I could have ploughed, but I didn't want to because ploughing gets very boring very quickly for me. Mowing, on the other hand, is just infinitely relaxing, and that's what I needed to do today. Just needed to do something in this video that would relax me, because mowing is somewhat hypnotic for some reason, and it's just my go-to when I'm angry. So if ever you see this map, and all the fields have been mowed, and they weren't before, it's because I've got angry, and I needed to do some meditation. And usually when that happens, I start mowing in Farm Sim. Because I don't know why, but it relaxes me. I'm sure it does the same for a few of you guys as well, because it's just kind of mindless going up and down the field and making pretty patterns, in a way. Also, I've done this in a vaguely realistic way, because I think in real life you would actually... no, turn off, fold, and... fold. There we go. That is gonna do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching the Crowdsourced challenge on Marwell Manor Farm. That's gonna be minus 100. That was intentional. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.